The story opens inside a silent alien command chamber. The room is dark, cold, and filled with floating screens that show images of planets and battles. Every sound is measured, every light sharp. At the center stands Agent Xylan, tall and silver-skinned, with eyes that never blink. His face is calm, expressionless. He has completed dozens of missions, spying, infiltrating, and exposing countless species for the Galactic Intelligence Council. But this time, his mission is different. The head of the council, Archon Val, looks down at him from a raised platform. "Agent Xylan," Val says in a voice like metal grinding, "you will go to a small blue planet called Earth. The council wants to know why humans refuse to submit, why they keep fighting, even when logic says they should die." Xylan bows his head. "I will observe, record, and return with answers." Val's eyes narrow. "No alien has ever returned sane from that world. Do not let their madness touch you." A pause fills the air. Then the Archon adds coldly, "If you find the source of their courage, erase it." Xylan nods once. "Understood." Moments later, the chamber fades from his view as a beam of light surrounds him. His ship activates, disappearing into hyperspace. The journey begins. When Xylan's craft descends toward Earth, he hides it behind the clouds, invisible to all human technology. From the air, he studies their cities, so noisy, chaotic, and alive. Billions of them moving, arguing, laughing, crying. He lands secretly near a city called New Chicago, activating his disguise unit. His body shifts, skin turns pale, eyes become human. A moment later, he looks like an ordinary man. He steps into the streets. At first, everything seems as he expected. Humans rushing, shouting, buying, and selling. They live like they are always in a hurry, always chasing something unseen. He records every movement, every voice, sending silent data back to the council. "Humans show unstable behavior," he reports. "They are driven by emotion rather than reason. They fight for things that do not exist: hope, love, belief." But as the hours pass, something begins to bother him. He sees a woman stop to help an old man who has fallen. A child gives food to a stray dog. A group of people gather money for someone they don't even know. They act without logic. They gain nothing from these actions, yet they do them anyway. Days turn into weeks. Xylan keeps watching. He hides in crowds, listens in cafes, and even attends public events. Everywhere he goes, he sees the same strange pattern: humans helping each other, even when it hurts them. One night during a heavy storm, he stands on a high building rooftop, recording lightning strikes. Suddenly, a loud siren screams below. A fire has broken out in an apartment building. Xylan moves closer, hidden behind a wall. He watches humans rush toward the burning structure. Firefighters, police, and ordinary people, all running into the flames, not away from them. The heat rises, the smoke grows thick, and he sees one firefighter fall. Another human, smaller, thinner, throws himself forward to pull the man out. Both are nearly burned alive. Xylan freezes. His alien brain can't process what he's seeing. His heart, something he has never truly noticed before, beats faster. "They choose to suffer?" he whispers to himself, voice trembling. He records the event, zooming in on the faces covered with soot and pain, yet still smiling when they find survivors. His hand shakes as he sends the transmission. Observation Report 1. Humans run toward danger to save others. No visible logic found. Behavior classified as suicidal courage. The council responds almost instantly. Continue investigation. Find the source of this courage, or erase it. That night, Xylan walks through the rain alone. The words echo in his mind. Erase it. He watches as humans come together after the fire. Families hug. Strangers comfort each other. No one blames. No one demands. They simply rebuild. He cannot understand. His world teaches that only strength survives, that helping others is weakness. Yet these fragile beings, these humans, seem to gain power from their compassion. He studies their history. Through their networks, wars, sacrifices, revolutions, disasters, over and over again they rise from destruction. They are not the strongest, they are not the smartest, but they never stop. And now, for the first time in his life, Zealand feels something unfamiliar, a pull deep inside his chest. Not curiosity, not logic, something else. Something like respect. Days later, as he prepares his second report, Xylan is interrupted by an alert. A small meteor swarm is heading toward Earth's orbit. The humans have no defense against it. He knows he could help. His ship's energy beam could break the largest rock before it hits. But his mission forbids interference. He hesitates. Logic says, do nothing. But the image of the firefighter running into the flames flashes in his mind. He clenches his fist. For observation, he tells himself. He activates his ship's beam from the clouds. The largest meteor breaks apart, turning into harmless light across the sky. On the streets below, humans cheer, thinking it was a miracle. They laugh and hold each other, unaware that a silent alien just saved them. Xylan watches from above, his heart pounding again. They fight for life, he whispers, even when they don't know if they'll win. He sends another transmission. They are illogical, yet unstoppable. Their courage is not born from power, it grows from pain. But this time the council doesn't reply right away. Instead, red text flashes on his device. Your emotions are interfering. Return at once. Xylan stares at the message. For the first time, he doesn't follow an order immediately. He looks down at Earth's glowing lights and says softly, no, not yet. The city was quiet again after the meteor storm. Humans called it a beautiful night, not knowing how close they had come to destruction. For Agent Xylan, it was the first time he had broken a command from the Galactic Council. He should have felt fear. Instead, he felt something new, something warm and heavy inside his chest. He didn't have a name for it yet. He continued observing the humans, blending perfectly among them. Every face, every laugh, every small act of kindness pulled him deeper into confusion. The more he studied them, the less he understood. Humans did not live by logic. They lived by emotion. They cried, they laughed, they risked, they dreamed, and somehow they survived. One evening, while scanning a military news channel, Xylan's eyes stopped on a report about a woman soldier, Captain Mira Hale. The reporter said she had led a small rescue unit during the last alien attack years ago. Half her team was lost, but she saved 30 civilians trapped in a collapsed station. Her voice, through the old recording, was steady and calm. Courage is not about strength, she said. It's about protecting what's worth dying for. Those words stayed in Xylan's mind. That night, he found himself tracing her signal through human military records. Within hours, he knew where she was stationed. Base Orion, a secret facility on the coast. The next day, he traveled there disguised as a human researcher. He wanted to understand her. He told himself it was for the mission, nothing more. But deep down, something was changing. The first time Xylan saw Mira in person, she was training new soldiers. Her movements were sharp, disciplined. Yet when a young recruit stumbled, she smiled and helped him up instead of shouting. Xylan noticed how she carried both authority and kindness. Strange combination, he thought. No alien leader would act this way. During lunch, he sat across from her in the cafeteria. She looked tired but alive. Her laugh was real, her eyes bright. She noticed him studying her. You're the quiet one, she said with a grin. You just watch, don't you? Xylan forced a small smile. Observation is my habit. She chuckled. Well, sometimes you learn more by living than by watching. Her words hit him harder than she knew. Over the next few days, Xylan followed her during missions, always pretending to be part of the science unit. Mira never doubted him. He watched how she stayed calm in chaos, how she made people believe they could survive anything. Soldiers looked at her like she was hope itself. But Xylan saw something else too. Pain. She often stood alone at night, staring at a photo of her old team. The names of the dead were written behind it. He scanned her memories once using his hidden alien device. It showed flashes, smoke, screaming, explosions, her holding the hand of a dying comrade. And still, she went back to save others. Xylan didn't understand. His world taught him that pain weakens, yet Mira seemed to grow stronger from it. Then came the day everything changed. A training flight went wrong. One of the jets malfunctioned mid-air and crashed into the nearby forest. The area caught fire instantly. Soldiers ran toward the flames. Xylan followed. Mira was already there, coughing in smoke, ordering her team to search for survivors. Xylan watched her disappear into the fire again and again, pulling people out one by one. Logic screamed at him to stay back. The heat was lethal, the risk too high. But when a section of burning debris fell near her, Xylan's body moved before his mind could stop it. He ran forward, an alien, acting on pure instinct, and pushed her out of the way. The metal crushed down beside him, flames licking his arm. His disguise device sparked, flickering. Pain shot through him like lightning. Mira shouted, "Hey, are you crazy?" She grabbed him, pulling him back toward safety. When they finally reached the clear air, she tore a piece of cloth and wrapped his burned hand. "You saved me," she said, breathing hard. Xylan stared at her, confused. "Why did you save me?" She smiled weakly. "Because that's what we do." Later that night, when he sat alone in his room, Xylan looked at his injured arm. The night sky above Earth looked peaceful. Stars shimmered like silent witnesses, unaware that somewhere among them warships were already moving. Inside his hidden quarters, Agent Xylan sat alone, staring at his communicator. The Galactic Council's last order still glowed on the screen. "Eliminate the human subject. She has corrupted your logic." He read the words again and again, eliminate. It was not just a command. It was a death sentence for Captain Mira Hale, the human who had saved him. Xylan's cold, perfect world of logic was breaking apart. He had been trained to follow orders without question. Obedience was survival. Emotion was disease. But now his hands refused to move. He tried to write his report. Instead, his mind replayed her voice, her calm words from that day. "Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's what we do despite it." He whispered them to himself like a forbidden prayer. The next morning, Mira walked into the base control room, tired but smiling. She noticed Xylan staring at the radar screen. "Hey," she said softly. "You've been quiet lately. You okay?" Xylan hesitated. "I'm thinking." "About what?" He turned toward her. For a second, the truth almost escaped his lips that alien ships were coming, that she was in danger because of him. But he stopped himself. "About human courage," he said instead. She chuckled lightly. "Still trying to understand it?" "Yes," he said honestly. "It defies logic," Mira nodded. "That's because it's not logic. It's choice." "Choice?" "Yeah. Every soldier who fights knows they could die. Every firefighter who runs into a burning building knows they could get trapped. But they do it anyway. That's what makes it courage." Xylan fell silent. Her words hit him deeper than any weapon. He thought of his own people, how they erased anyone who showed emotion, how they replaced weakness with silence, and now he understood why the Council feared humans, because humans were everything the Council could never be. That night, Xylan's communicator flashed again. A cold voice filled the air. "Agent Xylan," said Commander Vol. "Your hesitation has been noted. Your signal shows emotional interference. Prepare for extraction." Xylan stiffened. "I am not finished with my research." "You are finished," Vol replied. "The Council has decided. Return at once or your mission will be terminated by force." Then the screen went black. Xylan's pulse raced. Extraction by force meant one thing. They were sending a hunter drone to destroy his disguise and anyone near him. He ran out into the open air. The night wind blew across the base. Above the clouds he could sense it, the faint hum of alien energy. They were already here. Inside the base, Mira was reviewing supply lists when the power flickered. The lights dimmed, then returned. She frowned. "That's strange. We're not expecting a storm." Xylan entered quickly. "Captain Hale, you must evacuate your people now." She stared at him. Evacuate? Why? There is an incoming threat. What kind of threat? He hesitated. Then, for the first time, he decided to tell her the truth. He pressed a button on his wrist. The illusion shimmered away. His human form dissolved, revealing silver-blue skin, glowing veins, and black alien eyes. The soldiers nearby gasped and raised their weapons. Mira froze, eyes wide. I am not your enemy, Xylan said quickly. Please listen. Mira held up a hand, stopping her men. You're an alien. Yes, he said quietly. I was sent to study your species, but I have learned something my people fear. Fear? They fear your courage. Before she could speak again, the ground shook. A beam of light split the night sky, an alien drone descending fast, its weapons armed. Xylan grabbed Mira's arm. They've come for me. You must move. The base alarms blared. Soldiers scrambled, shouting orders. The drone fired, striking a nearby tower. Metal exploded. Flames roared. Mira's team began firing uselessly at the sky. What is that thing? She shouted. An executioner, Xylan replied. It kills what disobeys. He sprinted toward the control room, activating his wrist console. His hands moved fast, entering alien override codes. I can jam its targeting system for a few minutes. Run while you can. But Mira refused. No one gets left behind, she said. You help us fight or we all die together. Xylan turned to her. Why? You owe me nothing. She looked straight into his eyes. You saved me once. That's enough. Those words cut through him like light in darkness. He faced the console again and finished the override. The drone's lights flickered. Missiles stopped midair, crashing harmlessly into the sea. The soldiers cheered, but Xylan didn't. He knew this was only the beginning. The drone's voice echoed across the sky. Agent Xylan, traitor to the Council. You are compromised. Surrender or Earth will be purged. Mira's face went pale. What do they mean, purged? Xylan looked down, his voice shaking. They will destroy this planet to erase the infection, the courage they cannot control. Silence fell. Every soldier in the room looked at him, speechless. Mira finally spoke. Then we stop them, together. You don't understand, Xylan said. Their fleet is vast. Your weapons, primitive. Maybe, she said, but we've fought impossible wars before. He stared at her, trying to find fear in her eyes, but saw only determination. And then, against every rule he'd ever lived by, Xylan made his choice. He placed his hand over his communicator and sent one final message to the Council. I will not obey. I stand with humanity. A pause. Then the reply came, cold and final. Then you will fall with them. The message faded. The drone turned and flew back toward orbit. Xylan knew what that meant. The full fleet was coming. Mira placed a hand on his shoulder. If they're coming, she said quietly, then let them come. We'll show them what courage looks like. Xylan looked at her, his voice low. You are all mad, she smiled faintly. Maybe, but that's what keeps us alive. He almost smiled back. Above them, the stars began to move, tiny lights shifting, aligning, forming the shapes of alien warships descending toward Earth. And deep inside Xylan, the cold machine of an alien spy was gone. What remained was something terrifyingly human. The morning sun rose over base Orion, painting the walls gold. But the calm was a lie. The alarms had not stopped ringing since the drone attack the night before. Soldiers ran through corridors, checking weapons, preparing for the inevitable. Agent Xylan stood in the command room, his silver-blue skin hidden beneath his human disguise again. He had thought the fleet would come slowly in stages, giving humans time to prepare. He was wrong. A massive signal flooded his console, alien warships appearing in orbit. They were not scouting ships. They were destroyers, armed with weapons capable of wiping entire cities. Xylan's communicator vibrated. A cold, metallic voice cut through the tension. Agent Xylan, your interference has been noted. You are a traitor. Surrender immediately or Earth will be purged. He clenched his fists. They are coming too fast. Mira's team will not survive without help. He turned to Captain Mira Hale. She was standing tall, her uniform neat despite the chaos, eyes sharp and focused. They are here, Xylan said, voice low. Their fleet will destroy this base first, then your cities. You have minutes. Mira's gaze did not falter. Then we have minutes to fight, Xylan shook his head. Not fight. They are too strong. We must survive until I can reroute their weapons. But it's risky. She smiled faintly, unafraid. Risk is part of courage. Let's go. As they moved through the corridors, Xylan activated his alien interface. Screens lit up with alien codes and ship trajectories. Hundreds of warships moved in perfect formation, firing beams that could melt steel. They follow my signal, he whispered. If I send a false code, I can disable their targeting, but only for a few minutes. After that, Mira interrupted him. Then we act fast. He nodded and started the override. His fingers danced across the holographic keys, translating human input into alien code. It was delicate work. One mistake and the entire base would be destroyed. Suddenly the doors burst open. Soldiers from his unit entered, weapons raised. What is he doing? One shouted. Mira stepped forward. He is helping us. Trust him. The soldiers hesitated. Xylan had never needed trust before. Now he felt it for the first time. Outside, the sky was alive with fire. Alien beams struck the city, buildings collapsing under the impact. Xylan opened the override fully, taking control of the nearest destroyers. Their weapons spun out of alignment, then shut down completely. Cheers erupted from the base. Soldiers looked up in disbelief. The human weapons, crude and fragile, now had a chance. Then a new voice boomed through his communicator. Commander Vol. Agent Xylan, your betrayal is unacceptable. Do you understand what happens to traitors? Xylan swallowed hard. Yes, but I am not a traitor. I am something else now. Something your people will never understand. Then die with them, Vol replied. A massive warship descended from orbit. Its energy shield shimmered like a sun. Xylan's system warned him he could not hold it much longer. Mira noticed his hesitation. What are you waiting for? I have to do it now, he said. Stand back. He linked himself directly to the alien fleet's central network. Alien codes, sequences, energy streams all flowed through his mind. Pain exploded in his head. Alien neural systems were designed to break minds that tried to control them. Yet Xylan pushed through. He saw the fleet commanders, their orders, their fear, and he realized they underestimate humans because they do not understand courage. Back inside the base, Mira watched in horror and awe. What is he doing? She whispered. Xylan's eyes glowed faint blue as he channeled the fleet's energy. I am giving you a chance, he said, voice. The sky above New Chicago was dark, filled with streaks of alien fire and distant explosions. Human cities were preparing for the worst. Alerts blared across every base, every communication channel. Panic could have spread, but it didn't. Humans were afraid, yes. But they also knew something strange. They had a chance now. Agent Xylan stood beside Captain Mira Hale on the rooftop of Base Orion. His alien body shimmered faintly under his human disguise, exhausted from controlling the alien fleet during the last attack. They're coming, Xylan said, voice low and strained. Every warship in orbit. Their weapons are ready to fire. If we fail, this planet will be erased. Mira's eyes were steady. Then we fight. There's no other way, Xylan glanced at her. He had never seen an alien or even a human look this calm in the face of certain death. Courage. That was what humans had, and now it was contagious. The first wave hit. Alien ships descended in perfect formation, beams slicing through the night. Xylan activated his console, linking with every small human defense system he could access. Drones, missiles, even civilian energy grids were redirected to confuse the alien targeting system. The sky erupted in light and fire. Alien beams collided mid-air, some ships crashing into each other. Explosions rained down on the ground. Humans fought back, using whatever weapons they could. Old tanks, repurposed lasers, even handheld rifles against the larger ships. Xylan directed them, giving commands in alien code that humans could understand as signals. Every maneuver he suggested was dangerous, but it worked. Mira led her soldiers through the chaos, moving with precision and calm. She saved civilians from falling debris, dodged blasts, and kept morale high. Every act she took inspired others to fight harder, to move faster, to risk more. Then the Council's voice rang through Xylan's communicator. Cold metallic, merciless, Agent Xylan, traitor, you will be terminated. The humans will die with you. Xylan's heart, human and alien combined, pounded. He pressed his hand against the console. Neural energy surged through his body. Pain ripped through him as the Council's systems tried to override his mind. Mira noticed his struggle. "Xylan, what's happening?" "They're trying to kill me from within," he shouted. "I cannot hold them much longer." She didn't hesitate. "Then we finish this together!" Mira grabbed his console. Xylan guided her hands, showing her what to press, what codes to input. Her determination was absolute. Even in fear, she moved with courage. And Xylan realized something incredible. Her courage amplified his power. Together, they sent a massive signal through the alien fleet's network. Beams misfired, engines exploded, and warships collided in chaotic patterns. Humans cheered, but Xylan knew the victory was fragile. The Council would not forgive a failure, and more forces were on the way. In the skies above, an enormous command ship descended, larger than any previous vessel. Its energy shield glowed, impenetrable. Every human weapon would fail. Every defense was useless. Xylan's eyes widened. He had only one option: direct contact. He ran toward the ship's landing zone, dragging Mira behind him. "What are you doing?" she shouted. "I must enter it. I can access the main control. It is risky. If they detect me, I die. If I succeed, we have a chance to win." Mira gritted her teeth. "Then I'm coming with you." They leapt aboard the alien ship as the landing gear opened. Inside it was dark, cold, and silent. Energy pulsed along the walls. Alien guards appeared, but Mira and Xylan moved faster, dodging and disarming them. They reached the main control room. Xylan linked his neural interface with the alien systems. Waves of energy crashed through him. Information, commands, and warnings all at once. Pain, confusion, and fear battled inside his mind, but humans were strong. He drew strength from Mira's courage beside him. Step by step, he wrestled control from the alien command network. Outside, human forces fought desperately to hold the city. Soldiers and civilians worked together, creating traps, leading alien ships into collisions, and using every resource they had. Even small acts of bravery, someone running to help a wounded person, a child guiding a trapped animal, made a difference in the chaos. Inside, Xylan succeeded. The alien fleet fell into disorder. Missiles fired into empty space, engines malfunctioned, communications failed. The massive command ship spun helplessly. Then came the final warning. The Council's main superweapon, hidden far in orbit, prepared to fire. A beam capable of destroying the entire planet. Xylan's hands flew across the console. "I can redirect it," he shouted, "but I must connect directly." Mira nodded. "Do it. We trust you." Pain and energy exploded in his body. His vision blurred. But with her courage beside him, he completed the connection. The superweapon's beam split into harmless light, scattering across space. Earth was safe for now. They collapsed to the floor, breathing heavily. Mira held Xylan's hand. "You did it," she said softly. "You saved everyone." Xylan looked around. The humans were alive, fighting still, but victorious. He realized for the first time what the Council could never understand. Humans did not fight because they were perfect. They fought because they cared. His communicator blinked red. The Council's message came cold and final. "Agent Xylan, traitor. You will be hunted. The humans will not survive without us." He smiled faintly, exhausted but certain. "Then let them come. They will see what courage truly is." Mira squeezed his hand. "They've already seen it. And so have we." Above them the stars shone. Quiet for now, but the war was far from over. And deep inside Xylan, the transformation was complete. The alien spy had become something new, a witness to human courage, a part of it and ready to fight for it. The Council had underestimated humans. They had underestimated him. The battle was won, but the war was only beginning. The morning after the battle, New Chicago looked different. The sky was still streaked with smoke, and buildings bore scars of fire and destruction. Yet the city stood. People walked through the streets, helping each other, rebuilding, laughing, and crying all at once. Agent Xylan stood on the roof of Base Orion, looking out over the city. His human disguise was gone, and his alien body reflected the first light of dawn. His heart, alien, human, and something in between, was heavy but alive. Beside him, Captain Mira Hale surveyed the horizon, her uniform dusty, her hands scraped and bruised. Her eyes were bright with determination. "You were right," she said softly. "The Council didn't understand us. They thought courage could be measured, controlled, or destroyed. Zaylen's voice was quiet, thoughtful. They can never understand. Courage is not just strength or strategy. It is choice. It grows from suffering, hope, and connection. Mira nodded. And they underestimated one more thing, the human heart. One small spark can ignite a fire they cannot control. The humans were already organizing. Soldiers cleared debris. Medics tended to the wounded. Engineers repaired damaged systems. Civilians helped everywhere, passing food, carrying supplies, and comforting those who had lost everything. Zaylen watched them, fascinated. Every act was small, yet together they created a force stronger than any weapon. He sent a private transmission to the Galactic Council. His words were clear, calm, and defiant. Your weapons cannot defeat them. Your strategies cannot break them. Humans fight not for conquest or power, but because they choose to protect, to hope, and to survive. They will endure long after you are gone. He did not know if the council would respond. He did not care. Later that day, Mira approached him. "What will you do now?" she asked. Zaylen hesitated. For the first time in his life, he felt uncertain about his path. "I cannot return," he said. "My people. They would not forgive me, and I do not belong to them anymore." "You belong here," Mira said. "With us, with humans. You've seen what we are. You've seen what we fight for." He looked at her, then at the city below. People were still helping, still risking, still living. Something deep inside him shifted. "Yes," he said finally. "I belong here." Over the next weeks, humans rebuilt quickly. News spread across the globe of the alien fleet's failed attack and of the courage humans had shown. Scientists, soldiers, and ordinary citizens shared stories, small acts of bravery, large battles, and miraculous rescues. The world began to unite in a way it never had before. Zaylen trained alongside humans, learning from them, teaching what he could of alien technology, and guiding them to prepare for future attacks. His reports to the council became transmissions of warning rather than obedience. The humans will fight again. You cannot stop them. Every challenge will make them stronger. Remember this before you try to attack again. Months later, Zaylen and Mira stood on a hill overlooking the city. Children played nearby, unaware of the battles fought above the clouds. Soldiers marched through streets, repairing and training. Life had returned stronger than before. Mira turned to Zaylen. "Do you ever regret your choice?" Zaylen shook his head slowly. "No, for the first time I understand. Courage is not weakness. It is the most dangerous weapon of all, and it belongs to humans." She smiled faintly. "Then our legacy is safe." He looked up at the stars far above the earth. The council would continue plotting, sending spies and fleets. But Zaylen knew that no matter what came, humans would endure, not because they were the strongest, not because they were the smartest, but because they chose to keep fighting, to keep caring, to keep hope alive. And now he would fight alongside them. That night, under the starlit sky, Zaylen whispered quietly, "The galaxy has no